Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. Leo Santa Cruz states that he can't move up to 130 pounds before fighting a Gary Russell Jr. Now, these are direct quotes from Leo Santa Cruz. I want it, the fans want it, and I need those fights to unify. I want to move up to 130, and if I don't get the Gary Russell fight, I'm not going to be able to move up to 130. If I just move to 130, they're going to be like, oh, Leo was scared of Russell. That's why he moved up in weight. So first, I want to finish business against Russell. Then I can happily move up to 130. I know it's going to be a tough fight because of his speed is really good and he has power and everything too. But like I say, timing beats speed. And I think I can work on the timing. I have sparred with fighters that are really fast, and I time them and do really good against them. So I think with my pressure, working the body and breaking him down, I think it's going to be a challenge to him. And in my opinion, I think this will be a fantastic fight. I think it'll be a top level, elite level fight. And a lot of people wouldn't give it the respect that it deserves, but I will. I think that this will be one of the best fights that we'll see within the last so many years. Last 3, 4, 5 years. This will be one of the best. Leo Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell Jr. If you don't know Leo Santa Cruz, he has 35 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw with 19 knockouts. Leo Santa Cruz is 30 years old. He's 5'7.5" with a 69-inch reach. If you look at Gary Russell Jr. on the opposite end, he has 29 wins, 1 loss with 17 knockouts. He's 30 years old with 5'4.5" with a 64-inch reach. So off the top, we know the height and reach advantage goes to Leo Santa Cruz. Now, I know a pound for pound list is very subjective, and who you have on your pound for pound list is not who I may have on mine, and vice versa. But at the bottom of my pound for pound list, I do have Leo Santa Cruz on there, and I know a lot of people doubt that and say, he shouldn't be there. I think that Leo Santa Cruz needs a signature win, but in this fight, I think it's a very close fight, and I could almost see it being a 50-50 fight. Leo Santa Cruz has the physical dimensions, height, reach, all those things. He has a lot of experience and he has a very high work rate. But against a guy like Gary Russell Jr., at all those disadvantages, height, length, reach, I just still think that Gary Russell Jr. may be a little bit too skilled for Leo Santa Cruz, may be able a little too fast for Leo Santa Cruz. He's an elite level boxer. And if I look at their resumes, and when I break down Leo Santa Cruz, and I look at his lone loss was against Carl Frampton. Now, Carl Frampton is a very good fighter, but at the same time, it was a close fight. It wasn't just like, a blowout loss or anything like that. And Leo Santa Cruz redeemed that and avenged that loss by beating him in his very next fight. But at the same time, that particular fight showed me a lot about Leo Santa Cruz and showed me that he could bounce back. But at the same time, I don't want to take away that Carl Frampton isn't half the fighter that Gary Russell Jr. is. Gary Russell Jr. is a very, very good fighter, a very, very good boxer. And his lone loss came against Vasyl Lomachenko. So even the toughest competition and opposition that these guys faced was very good guys. But I'm obviously going to rate Vasyl Lomachenko a lot higher on that list. And, Gary Russell Jr. never had a loss before it. It never had a loss after it. I think at this point, coupled with his win against Joseph Jojo Diaz, recently a 12-round unanimous decision, I think that Gary Russell Jr. and Leo Santa Cruz are primed for this fight. I think it could potentially be a 50-50 fight, but right now I'm favoring Gary Russell Jr. to win against Leo Santa Cruz and possibly take his spot on my pound-for-pound rankings. Remember, it's subjective, and so if you may not have him at the 9 or 10 spot, I do. And so at this point, I think that Gary Russell Jr. right now would be the slight favorite, but that by no means does that mean Leo Santa Cruz can't win, can't time him, and can't, get the victory over him with his work rate. I just think that Gary Russell Jr. may be a little too skilled. See, I'm a guy that prefers skills, and a lot of people underestimate that and think that I'm biased when it's really not biased. I prefer Tyson Fury over Deontay Wilder, and that's based off skills. I prefer Mikey Garcia over Errol Spence Jr. That's based off skills. Not about who these guys for with the PBC or what color they are. It's skills. Because with me, to be unbiased, I believe skills and pure boxing ability can beat work rate, can beat power. And so that's why I always lean towards skills. That's why I look at a Canelo Alvarez at this point. No matter who he faces in the middleweight division, he has skills, he has power, he has chin. I think it'll be very difficult for anyone to beat him. So right now he could pitch a shutout for the remainder of his career. He's that fucking good. And I think that this will be a top level fight, elite level type of fight that won't get the credit or recognition it deserves, but I think it'll be a very close fight. Right now I think it's almost a 50-50 fight, but I'm slightly giving an edge to Gary Russell Jr. because I see him having more skills, and I seen Leo Santa Cruz being able to get hit a little much too often for my liking. But who knows when the fight is actually made, when it finally comes down, who knows what happens then. Once again, it's the IBFP Unbiased. As always, please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.